both sides of the question, major life issues, major political issues. Don't leave yourself out of the great debate. One, the mind needs to be nourished by ideas. Second, it needs to be refined and stimulated and exercised by debate. We need both sides of the human drama represented. The reason why the Bible is such a classic book in studying all kinds of stories is because the Bible is full of stories on both sides, the evil side and the good side. The Bible said, Old Testament said, this king came to power and he was a good king. He ruled for 18 years. And then it says the next king came to power and he was a bad king and he put up idols. He became the bad king. So it reads good king, bad king, showing both sides of the human spectrum and drama.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kalpesh Patel, and I'm super excited to be your host tonight on Nuts and Bolts, hoping to share some ideas, some experiences, and some tips, some nuggets that will help you to sharpen your saw and become better at whatever it is you're choosing to achieve through your career as a professional network marketer. So today's subject just popped up to me literally a couple of minutes ago, so I thought I'd even put a post on Facebook about it. The title just popped into my head and I thought, you know what? We're going to talk about dreams. Yep, that's right, my friends. Dreams are the seeds of everything that exists in the world, right? Like nothing exists without a dream existing first. The screen that you're staring at right now popped up in somebody's head as a possibility before it was possible. The chair that you're sat on at some point would have been a floor and then a rock and then maybe a log, and then some caveman dragged the log into the cave and then decided the bark was too rough and smoothed it down and then carved it into a shape, and over the centuries it became the shape of a chair. Everything at some point was an idea in somebody's mind before it became something real. And that's how dreams work, right? So the post read that I wrote something like this: everybody has dreams. Everybody dreams. But very few dream about their dreams coming true. Everybody dreams, but only a lucky few get to dream about their dreams coming true. Think about that for a second. Like, do you pay attention to your dreams? Do you take your dreams seriously? Are your dreams something that are meaningful to you, or just pipe dreams? Like, get clear about this stuff. Do not waste any time at all on pipe dreams. Pipe dreams, what are they? Normally somebody else's dreams, is what I like to say. Pipe dreams are the dreams that we talk about when we're sat around a campfire, we're sat in a pub, we're sat somewhere in a living room, just talking for the sake of talking, and everyone gets excited about everyone else's dreams. And you think that you've got dreams as well. And you start talking about stuff without having thought it through. Pipe dreams are things like, one day I'll have a Ferrari. One day I'll live in a mansion. One day I'll travel the world 5-star. One day I'll, whatever it is, X, Y, Z. But these are textbook, aren't they? They're not dreams, right? There's no creativity there. There's no origin there. These are predictable, standard statements that people relate to as dreams. They're not dreams. They're called looking good conversations. They make you look good around your friends and your peers. But it's all nonsense. It's bullshit. Because if you were serious about that stuff, you'd be pursuing it every day. You'd be obsessed by it. You'd be making it happen, right? Now, they might be your dreams. They could be. But you need to work that out. That's the whole point, right? You need to work out, do you just say stuff because it sounds good and looks good so that you can fit in? Or do you mean it? And that's what I mean by, are your dreams meaningful? Like when you say or describe what it is you're pursuing, do you feel it? Does it connect to your emotions? Do you get emotional about it? An old phrase that I heard donkeys of years ago. If your why doesn't make you cry, you haven't found it yet. Powerful, right? Simple statement. If your why doesn't make you cry, you haven't found it. Now, I don't know about you, but there are very, very few people on the planet that get moved, touched, and inspired by what they're pursuing. I do. When I get present, I get emotional. What are you pursuing? What is your life's purpose? What is the purpose of your life? And it's not a difficult question. When people say, oh my God, I've never thought about it. It's like, well, think about it. Don't fear it. What is the purpose of your life? And it's not something, some people may be born with it. Some people are born with a purpose. Some people are crystal clear from a very young age. But a lot of people discover their purpose along the journey, right? They discover it. And I say you can go one stage further. You can choose your purpose. You're a vehicle, after all. You plus 7.99 something billion people on the planet. We are all vehicles of something on the planet, right? So we're born, we come here, and then we get to choose what we do with this thing called life. And it doesn't have to be transformational. We don't have to be the person that takes everyone to space. That can be left to Richard Branson or Elon Musk and their people, right? We don't have to be the ones that create electric cars or create computer software that makes life easy for everybody, or create shopping platforms that transform the way people buy stuff, or create social media platforms that transform the way that people connect and communicate with each other. We don't have, that doesn't have to be us. Again, that's more of the other stuff, right? Pipe dreams, where you see other people doing something, I should be doing that. No, you shouldn't be doing anything other than what lights you up. Not all of us are going to do the same stuff, right? But if you've got something that you're that passionate about, that you're moved and brings you to tears and you can't sleep at night because of it and you wake up early because of it. And if you found that thing, great. Give it everything you got and pursue it until the day you die. But if you haven't, then make it up. Choose it. Choose something that you feel you can add value to. You know who you are. You know what you've got inside. Find a space that you can add value and go ahead and do that, right? Now, why dreams? How do dreams connect to network marketing? Network marketing at a fundamental level is a vehicle. It's a platform. And for me, it is the most authentic creation in economics, because all of the other models that I look at are flawed. So is network marketing, but in my opinion, it's less flawed than the other ones. It's like the most evolved business model that I've come across, because unless you come up with an idea that's going to transform the world and everyone buys into it, like electric cars, for example, or flying to the moon or whatever it might be, flying to Mars, unless you come up with something that the whole world buys into and pours money into your bank account to help you pursue that idea, which is like being hit by lightning 10 times in a lifetime, which is never going to happen. Like it does, right? It happens once in a very, very rare blue moon to some people. Then network marketing gives everyone and anyone without judgment and without barriers an opportunity to learn some simple skills, apply them consistently over time to improve their skills, and at some point, eventually win, and win at any level without restrictions. So you can start with the tiniest of risk and end up with the highest of upsides, with just improving your skills along the way. That's it. That's all you do in network marketing. That's all you have to do is improve your skills along the way. And so what network marketing can do is fund you to then be able to create time in your life. Time freedom, all right? Money freedom can be achieved in many ways. Time freedom, network marketing, in my opinion, gives everybody a break because it doesn't take much. And it takes everything mentally and emotionally and physically and all of that. But in terms of practical, it doesn't take much. The practical skills can be broken down into a handful of skills, right? So you can start with a dream, get excited about your dream, and then carry on doing everything you're doing currently without network marketing that takes you towards that dream. Chances are it's a long journey in other vehicles that you're using, but then use network marketing to accelerate the journey, to create the outcome. Here's the power of network marketing. I've seen it gazillions of times in my 27 years. The power of network marketing. Somebody earning £2,000 a month, living hand to mouth, week to week, month to month, comes into network marketing and makes an extra 500 a month. That 25% pay rise means they don't have to live hand to mouth anymore, month to month or week to week. It means they now have extra. That's the dream. Excess, overflow, abundance. For somebody making 2,000, an extra 500 a month is abundance. Because if you can make 2,000 work, you've now got 500 more than you were making work, which means that you can breathe. Because when you're making it work, you're often not breathing. And if you're not sure whether you're not breathing or not, the measure of that is stress. When you're stressed, you don't breathe. You tighten up. Right? So if you have stress in your life, you're not breathing by default. And network marketing can free up the stress. Most people do not understand network marketing at all. So that's at a very basic ground floor level. Network marketing can release the steam, take the pressure off, alleviate the stress, make life that little bit, an already tough journey, a little bit easier. And it can do that for anyone that commits to learning how to do it. Because honestly speaking, an extra 500 a month in network marketing, as far as I'm concerned, is anybody's to take. Anybody's to take. It's not going to take too much. But most people skip past for me, the most important part, which is making 500 a month. Most people skip past that and they jump to the big numbers, and then they get frustrated too early and they throw the towel in and they leave, or they change vehicles, or they move along. They do stuff because they're frustrated, thinking it's not working. So start at the beginning of network marketing and get that first goal done. Make the first goal 500 a month. What I call a low-hanging fruit in today's world, when you've got vehicles such as blockchain technology and cryptocurrency on your lap, and automated income from day one, when you've got systems that pay you just for saying yes, it just doesn't get easier than this. We're living in transformational times. There was no such thing as passive income just because you joined something when I started in this industry 27 years ago. No such thing. It was only blood, sweat, and tears. There was no leveraging of technology. There was no WhatsApp. There was no Facebook. There was no LinkedIn. There was no Google. There was nothing. In 1995, we just about had mobile phones and texts. SMSs were the breakthrough. And emails. I think emails might have come a little bit later. So you get my point, right? Start where everyone can see. Now, if everyone's goal is 500 a month, that's an easy win, right? It shouldn't take any more than 90 days of focused, committed, consistent effort and improving and learning to get to a point where you can lock down 500 a month. People don't lock that down in years of working. Do a survey, ask people, when's the last time you had a 500 a month pay rise? They'll look at you like you're from another planet. 95% of people never get a £6,000 a year pay rise. If they did, the average wage would not be £30,000 a year. The maths gives it away. You can't work from the age of 20 to 30 and still be on around 30 grand a year if you were getting 6 grand a year in pay rises. The maths doesn't add up. Even if you started on zero, you should be on 60 grand a year after 10 years. If you got 500 a month pay rise, right? So no one's going to get 500 a month pay rise. Ain't happening. But you can give yourself a 500 a month pay rise. You can give yourself an extra 6,000 a year like that. And a lot of people miss this because they're thinking that the dream has to be a lot bigger. Keep the dream real. Now, here's the beautiful thing about that when you get to that level, it becomes so much easier to stretch a little bit more. And you don't go from 500 to 1,000. When you've done 500, you'll go for 1,000 because that's the default. You already know that if you did 500 a month in the first 90 days, you can do another 500 a month in the next 90 days, even if you don't grow, just applying the same skills you learned in the first 90 days. If you apply them again, you can add another 500 a month just with linear growth. So you know in the next 90, you can be on 1,000 a month. But something else also happens. Your brain works differently now because your belief gets stronger. Your belief in yourself and your abilities and your skills improve. Your passion locks in. Your gratitude and appreciation for being able to generate an extra 500 a month makes you a bigger and a better person by default. It just does. They say money makes you more of who you are. So if you're already a great person, which I'd say network marketing, 8 out of 10 people are already great people, then that extra 500 a month is just going to make you a greater person. But what happens is you can actually add a zero. So you know 1,000 a month is around the corner, but you also know that if you continue to improve and continue to sharpen your saw, then there's no reason you can't get to 5,000 a month. And it might take you a year to get there, but it doesn't matter. You can see it now because you've just proven to yourself that you can add 25% or 20% or 15% to whatever you already earn. And you'll already make that first step. Progress, it's called. And when you're making progress, you can start playing with it and say, okay, hold on a second. If I did that with an hour a day every day, what could I do with 2 hours a day every day? Can I find an extra hour? Is it worth it? Of course it is. It's worth it every day of the week. Fact of the matter is, most people do not spend 2 hours a day on their network marketing business. If you're counting showing up to a Zoom, that's not part of the hours, right? Showing up is important, but showing up with guests is more important. Can you see that? So the guest part happens in the hours outside of the Zoom hours. So if you're locking in an hour a day for the Zooms, then you want to at least find another hour a day where you're doing the work so that you can fill the Zooms. Invite a couple a day. One might show up, do that every day for 90 days. You'll have a business in 90 days. Teach that to them. 10, 20% of them might copy what you did. That's called duplication. Find a few gems further deeper in your organization miracles are possible. Miracles literally are possible. If you find two people somewhere in your organization, two different legs, that run faster than you do, you're done. Just think about that for a second. You are looking for two people that have a dream. They don't have to be direct. They can be anywhere in two lines. So you're looking for two people that have a dream, two people that have the desire, the discipline, the commitment, the focus to do the things that I've just said. And if you've got two of those in your organization, you're done. They can carry you throughout the entire ranking journey. Anything outside of that is bonus for you. Do you get that? So now you're just searching for that, right? Who are those two? 8 billion people on the planet, find two. Can you commit to doing that? Now, here's the thing, because it's only two, you might think, oh, I'll get them next week. But it doesn't work like that. You got to go through two every day to find the two. And it might take you a few months to find them, right? Because human beings are human beings. And they show up in all shapes and sizes and forms and colors and stories and whatnot. And they'll tell you they've got a dream. They'll tell you they're committed. They'll tell you they'll show up. They'll tell you everything. And then they'll go missing after 2 days. And you'll be like, huh? What happened to that person? They were going to set the world on fire. They were going to be my, they were going to be my Sharon. They were going to be my Dizzy. They were going to be the one that took me to the top of the plan. Where did they go? They don't even answer my phone calls anymore. What happened? And what happened is their brother phoned them and told them it was a scam. Or their sister phoned them and said, what have you got yourself involved in now? Or their best friend said to them, I can't believe you'd stoop so low. Or whatever version of the story it was. And they couldn't handle it. They didn't develop a thick enough skin. And they got taken out. I call them the snipers. Now, snipers don't hate you, all right? They love you oftentimes. And they think that they're protecting you. They mean well. They mean well. They really do. But they're just not educated in what you're educated in. They didn't come to the event. They didn't see what you saw, or if they did come to the event, they saw what they wanted to see. People see what they want to see and hear what they want to hear. I had that conversation earlier with Dizzy. Dizzy was telling me how one of his friends watched a presentation, watched another presentation, even sat in the same room as him while he was doing a presentation on one of the nights. And then however long later, the friend's wife saw the presentation, got all excited, went back to the husband and said, why didn't you tell me about a very simple part of the pitch? And he said, I didn't know myself. And the simple part of the pitch was that there's a passive element to the program. He didn't know. After 3-4 times watching the Zoom, he didn't know that there was a passive side to the business. So people see what they want to see and hear what they want to hear. Most people are not present, especially the transformed ones. People that have done programs, courses, anyone that says to you, I've been to Tony Robbins, just know 9 out of 10 times they're in deeper water than people that haven't been. Because you start convincing yourself that you know more than everyone else. And you start living in this deluded bubble that you're better than everyone else. But all you're doing is just listening to more of what you wanted to listen to and hearing more of what you wanted to hear. If your life doesn't transform, doesn't matter how many courses you do, doesn't matter how many books you read, doesn't matter how many audios you watch, audios you listen to. None of that matters if you can't apply 5 or 10% of it into your life. Doesn't matter, does it? What's the point? What is the point if you're not going to apply it? If you're always arguing with the people you love, if you're always putting them down, what's the point? What is the point of any of it? So you've got to improve, right? If you want your life to improve, the only way your life improves is when you improve. Such a simple concept, isn't it? And most people miss it. If you want your network marketing game to improve, then the only way it can improve, not with a better upline, not with a better presenter, not with a better comp plan, not with a better product. Because listen, there are people with worse products making more money than you. There are people with worse comp plans making more money than you. There are people with worse uplines making more money than you. There are people with worse everything making more money than you. Whatever your story might be, right? So it's never the story. It's your relationship to that story. How much you buy into it. How real you make it for you. And the key to success, in my opinion, is the quicker you can let go of your stories about yourself and others and take 100% responsibility for you, who you are in your journey, and what you're going to do about where you are and where you want to be, the quicker you can have that conversation with yourself, let go of all the bullshit and just get on with it, then the quicker you start seeing success in your life. So learning to let go of the bullshit is really, really powerful. Fundamental, right? Let go of the noise, let go of the nonsense, whatever it might be, and everyone's got their own version. We are all trapped in our own soup until we're not. Until we go, hold on a second, I've heard that before. I've seen that before. I recognize that. This is a familiar pattern. Hold on a second. What am I doing about this? Who am I in this situation? How can I improve what's actually going on here? How can I show up better for me? When you turn your outside world into your inside world, everything shifts. It all changes. Can't control the outside world. You can absolutely 100% every day of the week improve your inside world. 100% guaranteed in any scenario. Everyone can improve their inside world. So what is your relationship to network marketing? What is your relationship to inviting people? How consistent are you really? Are you theoretically consistent? Or does it show up in your numbers? Do you measure your numbers even? Are you too embarrassed to write the numbers down because you know the truth? Oftentimes we won't do it, right? Because it's easier to live in the illusion of progress than actually measure it and get real with ourselves. And you'll know. And then you might want to have a look at how serious is your dream. Maybe you just haven't found your dream yet. Maybe you haven't gotten that emotional connection. You haven't got serious about what's important to you. Why should you succeed? Why should you hit that next rank? Why? What does it mean to you? What impact is it going to have in your life? What difference will it make? Like, really get clear about that, right? Why? Why should you hit the next rank? When you can get clear about why you're doing anything, then you'll get more focus, you'll get more clarity, it'll become easier for a start. When you know why you're doing something, all the stuff that felt hard suddenly doesn't feel hard anymore. Feels really easy. Just becomes part of the course. Just becomes matter of fact. Yes, Dan, I spoke to 3 today. 2 blew me out. 1 says they're going to show up. Let's see if they do. Bang, matter of fact. Versus the story that you can start hanging around Dan's. Oh, Dan, I spoke to 3 and oh my God, and I can't believe 2 of them, they're not going to talk to me again. They put the phone down. I don't know what's going to happen. Da, da, da. Cut the story out, right? It's irrelevant. That just damages you along the journey. That stops you from making another 3 calls tomorrow. When you become the victim of the outcome. Do not be a victim of the outcome. I like that. Don't be a victim of the outcome. That's where people get wounded. That's the way they get damaged. Don't be a victim to any of it. Become the creator. Become the manifester. Own it. Own it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you get a shitty phone call, own it. Say, wow, I did that. Dan, you're not going to believe it. My brother said he's not going to talk to me again. Flipping, I better go and work on that and repair that relationship. Don't know what I did there. Got some work to do, go and fix that one up. Right? Play, relax. Life's a lot bigger than whatever happened in that one moment. People react, people do their thing, whatever, it's fine. What did you do? You invite them to a Zoom, big deal. If they get upset, they've got more issues than they probably know. And maybe you can improve the way that you did it, but there'll be something there to learn for you as well. But go back and clean it up, right? Listen, brother, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Didn't mean to get on the wrong side of you. Didn't mean to wind you up. I love you always. You're my priority first. Let's delete that conversation. We won't have it again. Done. Unless you want to. Always keep the door open, right? Never lock the door. Keep the door open. I won't bother you again unless you want to have a conversation about it. But when you're ready, if you're ever ready and you're interested in what I'm up to, I'm always here. Done. Fixed. Sorted. No drama. So get clear about your dreams. And dreams don't have to be like, larger than life. The real dreams are the real dreams. For some people, God, I'd love to be in a situation where my mortgage was paid every month. What a sigh of relief. Or my rent was paid every month. These are the real life things that people are stressed about. I would love it if I could find a way to get my rent paid every month. That's a huge one. I would love it if somebody could just cover the cost of my car. Done. Let's get focused on it. And start doing those things that make the biggest impact, the biggest difference, right? Make it practical. If you can start making your dreams practical, then it makes it a lot easier when you've got some of that stuff out of the way to do the bigger dreaming. Like dreaming big is a beautiful gift every human being should give themselves, but not at the cost of not achieving the smaller dreams, because that will just be a very frustrating life. Because everyone knows they've got more potential inside them. We all know that we have the potential to be millionaires. We all know we have the potential to do everything and anything. Big deal. Life doesn't care. But when you knock the little dreams out of the way and get them done, then transformation happens. And it makes it easier to have the bigger dreams because you now have built a muscle and some disciplines and some habits and some practices and some attitudes and thinking processes that are on your side now to achieving bigger goals and reaching bigger dreams. All right. So everything's a process. You are where you are. Again, that's another big one. Don't compare yourself to where others are. All right. Acknowledge that you are where you are in the journey. Everyone's always in a different part of the journey, but then commit to being in a different place in the journey a week from now, a month from now. Don't just be in the same place in the journey all the time. There are people like that. I've known people that have been in the same spot for years, despite all of the coaching, all of the mentoring, all of the training, all of the support, all of the systems, all of the opportunities. Everything is there. But they don't shift their conversation. And it's the same record. It's the same conversation. It's the same stories. It's the same reasons. Nothing ever changes. Now, it's cool. I always encourage them to show up because as far as I'm concerned, showing up in itself is a gift. At least they're in the conversation. If they're not applying, that's another story altogether. But being in the conversation, at least they feel better for an hour a week. Most people don't have an hour a week to feel better even. Most people are not plugged into this kind of conversation to feel better about anything. They are just stuck in the rest of that thinking all of the time. So anything is better than nothing. Showing up and not building your bank balance is better than not showing up at all and not building your bank balance. Either way, your bank balance doesn't build. Better you show up and have something going in that's good for you than nothing going in that's good for you. Jim Rohn touched on it just before we said it here. That human beings need more than just food and water. So congratulations on showing up and giving yourself more than food and water, right? So, food for thought, as they say. So I'm done doing my thing. I'm going to come in the room. So if you want to raise your hands, I will bring y'all in. He says in his non-American accent. And I'll start with Grandpa Crypto. Hey, hey, hey. How you doing, Andy?
I'm doing okay. Well, actually, yes and no. I'm a little bit of a down at the moment, which is unusual for me. I'm trying to get to 4-star, direct to 4-star by the end of the month, but I'm going to struggle now because I think it's just too much. Well, you know, there's never too much. I might find someone come up tomorrow and stick 20 grand in. But the fact is, I seem to have run out of local people I think I can rely on and talk to, and they all reflect back to other things that happened in the last 2, 3, 4 years and everything else. So I'm getting, oh no, we know what you're up to, not interested in crypto. And I said, oh, hang on to our guy today. Oh, you're going to have to be interested in crypto soon. He said, what? I said, we've got a prime minister now that's interested in crypto. So watch out, it's coming down the road whether you like it or not. But I've got this book here, The Questions and the Answers, wherever, can we see it? There we go. Yeah. I started to read that today, but you know, it's very, very good. There's no doubt about Alan Pease. It's very clever. Yeah. But everything he says in here is based on face-to-face. You know, meeting in a cafe, a restaurant, or whatever. And he lists all the things, and then the questions. As I said to Dan the other day, the trouble is with the questions and the answers, I can never remember what the bloody questions are. So
they're the answers, Andy. They're the answers.
yeah, that's right. So what I was wondering is, I've got this amazing contact list. All right. And now when I say contact list, it's when I press on my phone here, which I'll do while I'm there. We go, click on go on contacts. There we go. Right, I got a man at the top. I won't put his full name, but his name is John. I've got a full phone number. I haven't got a clue when I last spoke to him. It could have been 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. When did I first had mobile phones? I don't know. So I think, well, shall I ring him? I think, well, why not? But I thought, well, hang on, how do I start this conversation? That's really where it comes. Oh, I'm a voice from the past, you know, I can say that. And how are you, John? What are you up to? What you're doing? Where you coming from? And he'll say, yeah, what the hell have you rung me?
How many of those kind of contacts have you got in your contact list?
Oh, about 1,000.
Fantastic. I'm a master of this, by the way, so I love that you've said that, right? So one thing that I've done incredibly well over the years is stayed in touch with everybody. And here's what you want to do. You put them all into these days, technology really makes it easy. Go into WhatsApp and open up a broadcast.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you click on the little settings button and open up a broadcast, not a group, a broadcast. All right. And then you add all of these thousands of people into broadcasts. Yeah. So what I normally do is I put my A's, my B's, my C's. I mean, there's loads. I've got thousands, right? That I'm talking like 14,000 contacts on my WhatsApp. So it's not enough. So each group, you group them into like small chunks. Cool. Okay. A couple of hundred people in each group.
Yeah.
And then you can start off with just sending a hi and a little, you know, hey, how you doing? Been a while. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
Try and use any events always whenever there's an event. Like if there's a Diwali, I'll send a message. If it's Christmas, I'll send a message. If it's New Year's, I'll send a message. If it's Easter, I'll send a message. Any excuse like that, send a message to everybody wishing them well. Doesn't take much. What happens is your name now is on their radar. You've gone from being a stranger they haven't seen in 5 years to somebody that messaged you, and a percentage will always reply, especially if it's been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Andy. You'll either get one of a couple of responses. Hello, Andy. Long time. Nice to see your message. Or, sorry, who are you? Because they haven't got your number in their phone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In which case you can then follow up with an introduction. But what it does, it breaks the ice easily because you're not trying to sell them something. You're not trying to get them somewhere. You're not trying to invite them. You're not doing any of that. The stage, what you're talking about is just building a connection with somebody.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? It's Andy here. Been a while. I thought I'd just catch up with you. Bosh. And just send it to a couple of hundred people at a time and wait for the responses to come back and interact with them. The next day, do another couple of hundred. The next day, do another couple of hundred. A percentage will always respond.
Okay. Yeah. Because a lot of them I've only got email. So I can just
same thing. Same thing with email.
Same thing with an email,
Yeah. Just hey, how you doing? It's Andy here. Been a while. Just thought I'd reach
Somewhere
out.
here, where is it?
What have you
Oh
been
yeah,
up
there
to?
we go. I'll flash that at you. That is the printout of it.
There you go. Love it.
I
So
started
look,
going through them and
you've
digging them
got
up.
the raw materials there that most people would cry to have. Like, wow,
Yeah.
thousands of contacts. Are you kidding me? I'm in all the way to the top.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
buddy. Keep good. Well
I'll
done,
start
mate.
on that tomorrow.
Lovely. There you
Cheers,
go.
Cap. Thanks ever so much. Cheers.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Bye.
Dizzy, how you doing, bud?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful place we call Earth. You knocked it out of the park again, Calps.
Thank you, champ.
I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to call you and get live coaching like you explained earlier. And yeah, it's just gold. You got to plug in. And even if you've known it all, like I've been through all the seminars, it doesn't hurt to hear it again. And it brings it all back. So thank you very much. I'll be on the phone creating my broadcast lists. There's a lot of people I'm in Preston at the moment visiting my mum. So there's lots of people I know where I've grown up, which I should catch up with. And they're all going to ask, why are you dripping in Dior, Dizzy? Well, I can tell you how to get a pay rise if you want a pay rise.
Boom.
So yeah, thank you very much, Kaus. Always
Amazing.
a pleasure.
Thank you. And for the benefit of those that don't know what a broadcast is different to a group, what makes them different? A group, everyone can see each other. So it's more of it's a great communication tool for a community, but a broadcast is personal. So you can have 200 numbers. You send one message, make sure the message is as if you're sending to an individual and they get it in their inbox personally, one at a time. So very, very powerful personal communication, but with a lot of people at once. Sharon, how you doing, hon?
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hey, do you know, it's weird. Me and Dan had on our powwow call, we had a very similar conversation with our community, and it was really going back over old ground. That, you know, the network marketing industry, what people think. Oh my God, I'm too old in the tooth to really give a shit. I used to care until I met somebody called, what's his name? Kalpesh. I met somebody called Kalpesh Patel that certainly mentored me to not give a shit. I don't mean it that way, in an insulting way at all. I'm having a bit of banter. What I mean is to really, not give a shit of, because it's none of my business what people think of me. You know, you either like me or hate me. I can't change anything. So if you get upset, so I think network marketing, I think life's tough enough. And I think when you get, you know, there's nothing worse, is there, than your own family or kids or friends, and people tiptoe around stuff. And I think the biggest thing that every single person can do today, if there's anybody that you know that you tiptoe around, stand in front of them and say, hey, you know, I'm doing this with or without you. I'd love your support, but if you're not, keep your trap shut, because I'm doing it anyway. And I think that is, I mean, for me, like, you know, and I think once you get that mentality, you seem to find it easy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you've mentored yourself over the years to have that, Kalpesh, because if you took note on what people can call you or me or Dizzy or anybody else, no offense, Dizzy, I picked on you then. You know, the more successful you are in this industry, you actually can be a hindrance to you sometimes, because people get very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not jealous, maybe jealous of people's success sometimes. But, you know, sometimes, Kalpesh, you know, you look at this industry is exactly that. People being able to find £500 a month, guys. And what more do we want than a project that's stood the test of time? I don't know anything that's been around for 3 years. Do you?
No.
We've got it at our feet.
Not in this space.
Not in this space.
Yeah.
And we've got something unique. We've got something special. just to remind everybody, if you're from the UK, we've got an event in Manchester and
Yeah.
London, Calpesh, which is going to be November the 15th and also the 17th, I believe, in London. If you are from the UK, please note that the information will be posted out there. You need to come along because I've been fortunate to meet these Diego in Dubai, and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Because I think that could be phenomenal. And I just love this. I just love everything about it. I love the community. I'm excited that finally more people are coming on this golden call. My son rang me and said, Mum, I'm coming round. I said, hey, I've got a call at 7. I got asked to come on a 3-way. I said, listen, I'm on a call for another 40 minutes. I can't come on. You'll have to wait. This I want live. I want the taste of this live. And I really, really enjoy it. I learn, I listen. And Grandpa, if you're struggling with the broadcast, I'll show you dead easy, mate. All right. So thank you, Kalpesh, for what you do every week for everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hun. Much appreciated. And yeah, your partnership is invaluable as well on the journey. So thank you so much. Sammy, how you doing, buddy?
Thank you so much, Kalpesh. I'm doing very well. Thanks for the amazing presentation. Very, very powerful show. And we are always getting energy, always getting more and more information. I will just add some things, some points, because we sit here sharing is caring. As Kalpesh is saying that you need to stay in contact with your contacts phone list that, hey, I'm here. So I have been in the real estate industry since 15 years, and this is our primary job to make the cold calls to collect the properties. So what if you will just make the conversation start? The other person, I'm in Dubai, I'm sure in UK, in other countries also, now we are in the global village, in, all the nationalities are there. With the name, you can find out that what is, sorry to say, religion. Suppose if there is a name with Hindu, so if you will say Namaskar, Namaste, Sami here, so you build the momentum. And if there is a Sikh, like who have Indian people who have on the head thing, so you will say Sat Sri Akal Ji. And if there is a Muslim name, like here in UAE we have, if you will say Salam or Assalamu Alaikum, so you build the momentum. And the other person will focus more while you are in conversation, and he will listen more attentively. And also Kalpesh told very strong thing that we need to wish every moment, like all the things, all the festivals when we are coming. So I will add 2 more in, I think in August, month of August, so Chinese New Year come. Now, I don't know in the other countries also, but the Chinese, they are spreading like a virus everywhere. So if you will wish them the new year, you are making their day, and they will always listen to you. Plus in Dubai, and also in Europe, also Iranians are a lot. They have a Nowruz. In Persian, it means New Year. It comes in, I think, in month of March. And Nowruz, if you wish them, like I have seen, if you wish on their New Year, you are done. Also, plus
Brilliant.
if you get their passports, or if you get their just date of birth, because I'm a realtor, so I always get passports. And if you wish them birthday, oh my God, he will always listen to you, always. So these are the
100%.
things. And in the end, I will just add something quickly to Grandpa, as he was showing the lot of documents, and he was saying that a lot of emails, contacts. So when Steve Jobs, he passed, so there was a one cartoon, it was viral. So he was in the heaven, and like one angel was staying, and he was saying, this is your life things you have done. And there was a very big booklet, and Steve Jobs was staring the angel, and he was saying, I have an app for you. So that time it was a joke, but right now still, if you open even a simple magazine, when I went in the blockchain summit, I collected a lot of magazine. On the very first page, there are a lot of emails written there, editorial and the writer and the chief, all people. So simple on a Google search, you just take a picture, the translation, and you can collect all the data. And Grandpa also, you if you just take the with the one app, maybe Miss Sharon, she will also explain you. So you just take a picture and all the data you can extract. And it's always like, thank you so much, Kalpesh, adding so many things, so many values. And we are here always sharing and caring. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Wonderful. Dr. Vinod.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Kalpesh, that was a fantastic training you gave just now. And as I said last time, you're better than Sonu Sharma, who is the highest paid network marketing in India. And I listen to him sometimes. It's difficult to keep up with you because you say, so I've attended so many of your lectures now. I hope you don't mind missing lectures. First, you say, get 1% every day for next 90 days. You don't have to work. I said, I think I can try this. And I'm doing that quite successfully. And then you said, what kind of Christmas do you want? So I said, I want one of the best Christmas. So I try and keep up with that. And so you said, stop drinking Coca-Cola. God, no, God, that is challenging, to stop drinking Coca-Cola. But you just now said a fantastic thing about dreams. And have a dream. When I'm going to tell you a small story. When I was about 13, 14, we were not that rich at that time. And I had a nice pair of shoes and a clean clothes to wear. And I said, wow, that's a very good clothes. I wish I can have all this all my life. So I'm having it now. And then when I was about 18, I took my exam for InterScience, when you don't know what you're going to do after once you pass that. So I was sitting there and my friend said, hey, today's our result. What are we going to do tomorrow? I said, what do you mean by what are you going to do tomorrow? He said, tomorrow our result is coming out and we are all going to go. I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to go to get admission in medical college. I said, oh. So he said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to do the same thing. But you know what happened here? My father had a dream that I wish my son can become a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer because he was an uneducated person and he came from India, he was educated. So he had a dream and I had that dream, trying to fulfill his dream. So next day I went, got the admission, I sent in a telegram that Dr. Kiroy, I got an admission in medical college. He told whole town that my son is going to be a doctor in 5 years' time. So dreams are very, very powerful. And I have a dream today. Namaste. The dream is to become a 3-star end of this month. And I was inspired by Grandpa because Grandpa beat me last month. And I said, if he can beat me, he's younger than me. I know I have to work a little bit hard. Then I just now heard Sharon saying that she'll go and stop in front of everybody and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Yesterday, there was a dinner party of Diwali, and there were 75 Kiroyas all sitting there. And I was sitting like I said, I talked to him. But now I'm going to talk to all those 75 and see what happens. And another thing very interesting is from 15 to 450, that the volume that we have to do was a little bit difficult, But if you take a ratio from 50 to 100, it's only one ratio. So you just have to double it up. So I think becoming a director 4-star should be easy. So I just now wrote down my goal by December, director 4-star. So let's see how it happens. But thank you very much for everybody. I learned a lot from all of you. And I say all of my friend, DZ is always telling something nice. Semi said that Prime Minister is not Indian. So all night I was thinking, let me find out about it. So, and he's right. So thank you very much, everybody, and see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Vinod. George, how are we doing?
Absolutely amazing, my friend. And
Awesome.
I love showing up with guests is more important. How cool is that? Plugged in. We've actually had the Diego tour going in Australia for the last week.
Of course. Tell us, how's it been?
It's been absolutely fantastic. And again, I was blessed to have met Goran when I was with you in Dubai in December. Connected with Goran. And I thought I'd done well because I turned up to the Melbourne function with one guest. Goran turned up to the Melbourne function with 5 guests. And I'm thinking, what have I got? There's so much more I need to do. But but I've had guests at Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, and I didn't get a guest in Sydney because I haven't got contacts yet. That's a different issue. I've got to work on that one. But each of those guests has actually now turned around and funded their accounts.
Wow,
And,
look at that. 100% sign up.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, man, why didn't more people there? And I'm thinking,
Power
man,
of events, man. Power of events. And that's always what you're saying is always what everyone always says. Always. For 27 years, that hasn't changed. And so if you want to learn anything actually from today's Zoom, learn this, that when the next event happens on your doorstep, do not be there wishing you had more people there after the event. Make sure that everybody that you can get to the event is at that event, no matter what. Love it.
Exactly. And so we've still got, so it's in Auckland today. I'm just trying to think, can I think of anybody in Auckland? Yeah, no, Christchurch. I'll try that anyway. And then we've got Melbourne here on Saturday to wrap it up. So I've got a guest coming for Saturday. And on top of that, today is my 56th birthday because I'm in the future. And we're here at 5 o'clock in the morning checking you out. Thank you very much for all. And I just need to get more guests in front of people.
Amazing, George. Absolutely awesome. Happy birthday, my friend. Congratulations on reaching that milestone of 56 years, getting that done, and looking forward to the next 56. Awesome actions happening there. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, we have a Zoom user. Colin, hey there, bud. Go ahead and unmute yourself, buddy. All the way from sunny South Africa. Yes, we can.
All the way from South Africa. So I'm super excited. So if I can hit Director 4, I think I shot 4,500 euros for Director 4. So then for October, I'll be 2, 3, and 4.
2 ranks in a month.
Can you imagine 3 and 4 in 1 month?
That's huge, man. Absolutely huge. Congratulations. Magic.
So I just want to walk out. The signal is bad. Can you hear me, Cubs?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so I'll make sure I'm going to be Director 4 before the month end. So yeah, I'm pushing. So I spoke to Monday. I was busy jogging, and I saw 2 old ladies walking there. And, you know, always looking for people with J's, better cars. You know, that's the big people I'm targeting because it's bigger volume sales for me. So I just spoke to them, walked with them, and I told them I'm 28 years old. And, you know, during the day, I'm free. I'm building a conversation with them. So on Friday, I already have presentations and they already have prospects already. Wow. And they're not even in yet. Friday, we have an event with Mama Action, 500 ladies. It's a ladies event.
Wow.
So it's well organized as one of my downlights so that we're going to be there presenting and just getting the word out.
Amazing. 500 people sat in a room and you're going to get on stage and share your story.
Yes, it's only as a ladies' day. So that's why we already organized everything well organized. So yeah, even if 100 people in that room can be in, it will
huge. Congratulations.
So yeah, Kelps, you know, 3 months in Weeby, I'm already over 300 people. My team started from scratch. We're going places.
Absolutely amazing, Colin. Your story is so inspirational. I love what you said there. You're taking a jog, 2 ladies walking, and you slow down, you start walking with them. Complete strangers, and you build rapport and just start sharing. And I love what you said, actually. And it can be as simple as that. What did you say? You said, I don't work in the day, or I'm free during the day.
I'm free, you know, I'm 28.
I'm always free during the day. What a line. See, we take for granted, if you're full-time in network marketing, for you, it's normal to be free all day, but that's not normal. There's nothing normal. Like, really get this, guys and girls. If you happen to be doing network marketing full-time, that in itself, that's the pitch, isn't it? Isn't that the pitch?
We need to put the work in.
Of course, you need to put the work in, but the fact of the matter is that you know, you work on your terms, right? What a beautiful thing. I love that. Simple as that.
But
Boom.
because the thing is, there's no limits on paychecks in network marketing. You can write your own paycheck, even if
can,
it's
you
slow.
can
You know,
write it
a turtle walks slow, but at least it's walking to somewhere.
Exactly. There you go. Well, certainly not a turtle. You are proving yourself to be the hare in the story at the moment. You started off as a turtle. I know those initial few weeks you were like getting knockbacks left, right, and center, getting ignored, getting all the usual nonsense, but you had your breakthrough around that and fought past it and smashed the barriers down, and boom, unstoppable now. I love that. You're one of the big stories of the future for sure. Can't wait
Yeah,
to
you said if your why don't make you cry. You know, I learned from mistakes because I wasn't used to money. I spent, did it all over again, make some money, spend again, and this time I learned a lot how to work with money.
boom. You have to understand it. You have to tame the money, right? It's like, yeah, absolutely perfect. Love it.
Because it's easy to make your first million, but to keep there, it's hard.
There you go. That's what every single wealthy person tells you, that making it is easy, keeping it is the real key. So thank you, Colin, for the words of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another world-class smashing nuts and bolts for me. I hope it has been for you as well. Be sure to share the recording with your teams if they didn't make it today. It will be on YouTube. Get it out there. Get them to see the value in being here and not missing this, because as much as watching it after is better than not watching it at all, it's never the same as being here and being a part of it in real time while everyone around the world is sending that frequency to each other. So it's been awesome for me. I hope it has been for you. Thank you so much. We'll see you back here next Tuesday. Of course, tomorrow is a presentation, same time, 7 p.m. UK time, same as Thursday, and then Friday again. And then around that, whatever you guys are doing on a day-to-day basis, congratulations on your huddles, on your launches, on your support calls. All the stuff that we all do as leaders to help our newbies move along is magical. And I appreciate all of you for everything that you all do.